Hello everyone. Hello. Let me start the music. Is it too loud? I think it's okay. Let me know if it's too loud later. We're gonna finish this art today because I want to have it ready, and it stresses me when there's still so much to do to finish it. And I thought with a stream I would be less distracted with other things and I would finish it faster. That's the idea, at least. Let me grab the color like this. It wasn't a pure black, something like that. I never save the colors, that's on me. I know some people use, where is it? I don't even know, this. Some people use this to save colors. You can't see it, it's behind me. Wait. How do I take it out? This. Some people use this to save colors, to do it. You can't see it there either. Where can I put it so you can see it? Here now. No, you can see it. Some people use this to keep the colors on the same place, and so they can go back and forth fast, but I really don't. I don't know why. I never got used to that. Sometimes if I need to keep the color somewhere, I just make a new layer. I do a dot, and then at the end I just delete it. That's how I do it. Is it the best? Probably not. Probably not. But it's fine. Okay, let's finish this. I really need to find more music. Again, I said this yesterday too, but it's not that this is bad, but I get tired of the same songs over and over. I'm the kind of person, I do re-listen to songs a lot, but I need to have them changing, you know? Like, I'm the kind of person that has a, 500 music playlist. That's me. Okay, let's do it like this. Should probably do a bit of this to check if it looks okay. Doesn't actually look completely okay. I think this should be like this. Looks better, I think. Yeah, I think so. I need to change a little bit the face. I'll do that later. If I focus on fixing where everything is too much, I end up losing the sketch so much that it's harder to draw. Dun, 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 dun. So, new topic for today is rambling. I have been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know how many of you know of it, but it's so good. Like, yeah, it's a cartoon, for sure. And it has a lot of parts that are quite childish in a way, or like stuff like they can't show some of the things that they should show, which, as far as I know, the actual creators would have put those in, but they weren't allowed to because it was a cartoon. It was airing for kids. But in general, if you have never seen it, I highly recommend it. It has so many good themes. It explores a lot of real problems that we face even today, I think, with forcing your culture on other lands, with conquest, with repression, all of that, which I think it's super good. And I started watching Korra too, and I mean, it doesn't have the essence of the original in some ways, but I think the authors of that part, because I think they are slightly different, I think they did a good job of expanding how the lore of the universe and the magic system, let's call it a magic system. It's not really magic, but for in general discussing of stories without going into detail, you'd call it a magic system. So I think they did it very well, the developing it for a modernized version of the same universe and what problems that would cause and all of that. I'm at the start of the rewatch for that one, but I've watched it all in the past, of course. I still recommend it, although the second season, to me, it's hell. I see the importance of it, but it's hell to me. It feels so bad to watch that part. It has like the teenage angst and teenage essence dialed to the max. And I was already not okay with teenagers when I was a teenager. I avoided people my age most of the time when I was a teenager because I found them very annoying. So watching a story that portrays that so well, it's painful to me. But that does make it quite realistic at the same time. Like that's how teenagers act and how they are. But I just can't. But yeah, the rest, I think maybe I'm not that much of a purist, as in if some stuff was said one way in the original and then the sequel changes a bit of it, unless it kinda absolutely ruins something or completely negates something very important, I don't really care for those kind of things when it's just to expand or they interpret it a different way, because I think most of what they do in Korra is interpreted in a different way or expanded in a different direction than what was said originally. I don't know. I think they did a good job with the limitations and all of that. I actually think I watched it as it aired originally. Maybe not. Well, I think it was daily. Like every time it released a new episode, I think I was there watching it. And I usually don't do that. I usually just wait until it's done or watch like one or two, then wait like weeks and then watch one or two. That's usually me. But for that one, I think I watched it as it released. Same with Witch Hat Atelier, which has finished already, not that long ago, like a month ago. And if you haven't watched that one or read the manga, I highly recommend that one too. Especially the manga, since the anime, I think it's gonna be super slow, very, very slow. And if you actually care for the story and the mysteries and all of that, waiting that long, I think it gives it a disservice. Did they even say when it was gonna air the second season? I think it's just said that there's gonna be a second season and not an actual date, which is fine. They just have the go, but not a plan yet. The one that is gonna release soon is, did I delete that on accident? No. Is Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon for the English speakers. I just call it Dungeon Meshi because I use the Japanese name almost always if I can. And that's a lie because I used Witch Hat Atelier for the last one. So I guess it depends on if the actual author also uses the English name or not, because for Witch Hat Atelier there's a lot of art from the author that has Witch Hat Atelier, if I'm not mistaken. Because the actual translation, it's something like the Atelier of Witch Hat. It's similar to Attack on Titan, that the translation is a bit weird, but it's the actual name because the author uses that name, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So yeah, it's not the same. But yeah, the next season of Dungeon Meshi is gonna air soon. Soon is December, but with how fast the world moves lately, that's in no time. And I'm so pumped for that one. I also love that one. I loved I didn't see the anime first. I read the manga first because I knew it was finished. Let me start from the beginning. People recommended it for me when the anime was announced to air because they were pumped for it. And I was super interested in it. But since I knew it was finished and the anime wasn't gonna be just one season, I said, I'm gonna read it, and if I really like it, I'll watch the anime. And I read it like in 2 days. It was a very, very big marathon. Well, it's not that long of a manga, but I read it so fast. I think it was one of those times when you cannot put it down and read until like 3 or 4 a.m. And then when I was too exhausted to keep reading, I stopped but continued early next day. And I loved it a lot. I still do, by the way. I am slowly buying it because I want to support it physically. I have the art book. I have the extra book with the extra info, which is so good. If you like the story and don't know of the existence of that book, I recommend it so much, but only if you have read everything, because it has a lot of spoilers, obviously. It talks about every character in more detail. It gives info that we didn't know about their past, about their futures. It gives a lot more information on the world, how it works, the creatures, the cultures, every race. It also features a lot of little comics, like a one-page comic. Sometimes they are a bit longer, but each character, if it's the main characters, and that includes Kabru's group and Mithrun's group too, all of them have a little extra comic of 1 page to give more info about them. And there's also some other extras at the end that are a bit longer. I don't know, it's just such a good book. What's the name actually? It's not info book. Let me look it up. No one is listening, but it's fine. Dungeon Meshi info book. What's the name of it? Guidebook? Is it the guidebook? Guidebook. Let's see if it's the World Guide. Yeah, it's this one. I found it. Delicious in Dungeon World Guide, The Adventurer's Bible. That's the name, in English at least. I have it in English, I think. Yeah. The manga I'm buying in Spanish, but the guide, the guidebook, I have it in English. It's so good. And the art book is so good too. You can see a lot of how the author thought how to make each character and the races, and what she did as sketches to figure out how the race would look. I don't know if it comes up that much in the anime, but in the manga, each character and race has such distinctive features. very, very distinctive, like just from the face shape, the noses, the brows, the ears, all of that, you can tell what race a character is without seeing everything else, like the height and other context. I don't know. It's very interesting to me, at least. As an artist, I really, really like how she does things and how alive her world is. It's very fun story, and very in depth and crafted with careful crafting. At this line, I can't figure it out. I did it so well in the sketch, but I think it also took me so long to get this line right. No, this isn't right. Did I do it this way? No, that's not it. I definitely did not do it that way, but maybe like this, it would be better. If I do it from the bottom to the top now. No, this is horrible. Maybe like this? Sometimes you just have to find the angle. And I didn't do this in the past a long time ago, I didn't turn the canvas when I draw. I think because I started using Photoshop when I was baby, very small, since it was what I had. Later I discovered Pngtuber, but I didn't like it at the time, not at all. So I stick with Photoshop, and Photoshop doesn't have the easy turning like Sai has or Clip Studio that I'm using now. So I wasn't used to that, and it helps so much because in traditional you can just turn the paper or the notebook or whatever you are using and get another angle for your lines, so your hand has a better movement shape. I don't know how to explain that, but in digital, unless you do it like that, like this, you can't do it. But if you have the option in your program, I would say to use it if you are learning to draw or starting, or not starting, but you never did it. Sometimes I find out about stuff I haven't even ever used, ever, and it makes my life so easy compared to not knowing about it. Like not that long ago, like a year ago, probably, a friend, another artist, who's a friend of mine, told me about a key that you can press and then click and go to a particular layer, and that changed my life. Like, it's, if you don't know that exists, look it up, because in Clip Studio I think it was D. Let me finish this line and I'll tell you exactly. Was it D? Yes. If I click D and right? Yes, see? I changed layers. And if I click this, yeah, see? And if I click this, I go to that layer. You keep D pressed and then click on the line, or not line, if it's a, sorry, I threw my little console thing. I used to change stuff easily. Well, if you keep D pressed and click on a place of the canvas, it will give you, well, it will take you to the layer where that is, but you have to be careful because it's only the top layer. If there's layering, it will choose the top one, not any in that part. So that's something to keep in mind. I think it's so useful. You don't know how useful that is. It saves so much time. So usually I know where stuff is, but for example, like today, I did a lot of layers for the background, and it has been a couple of days since then. So maybe I don't exactly remember where I put something. If it was the same day, I probably do, but not now. So if I have to fix a small detail and I can't find the layer, that helps a lot. A lot. Let me get this right. It's gonna take a little bit. The flowy lines are what takes the most to do, you know? topics, more topics. It has to be rambling topics because unless people talk, I have to keep it on my own. So, what to talk about? What to talk about? I'm looking at the kitty and thinking maybe about pets, but if I start talking about my old pet, I will cry. And no one wants that, so especially me. So that's a no-go. Oh, okay, change topics. I don't wanna cry. Book series. I'm blanking so hard right now. I guess I can keep talking about my art process I'm doing. People say my lines are super like neat and perfect, and I just think they are so bad every time. They don't look neat to me. Is this a super neat line? Is it? It feels very sketchy to me. Like sketchy in the sense of it has I'm using on purpose the textured brush. So to me, it doesn't look super neat because it has the texture. And I can be a bit more free with it because of that. But most people seem to think that, and I don't know how they do the lines then. Maybe it's one of those things that if you look at the art from afar, like this, you won't see any imperfections, but if you zoom in, you will see the imperfections in other people's arts, I mean. But with mine, since I do zoom in a lot and I take care of every line very carefully, then you don't see those as much. If I see them, like right now, see, I saw a little line there that I didn't like, I go back and fix it. So maybe it's because of that. I have no idea. Like, I'm not throwing flowers to myself. I'm genuinely confused as to why people say my lines are very neat. Okay, let's see. I'll do this part first, and then I'll deal with the upper part. This is wrong too. I think it should be, wait, let me see it from this angle. Okay, this time I'm actually gonna change the sketch because that's wrong and it's messing me up with a new mouth where I change the mouth. It should be something more like this, I think. Let me see on the other side. Yes, something like this, maybe like this. I think this is much better. Yes, yeah. Let's go with this line instead. This is the best part of digital, that you can just move around your sketch layer, hide it, transform it into being bigger, being smaller, all of that. Although I do, it might be a surprise to some, but I do prefer 1,000 times to do art in traditional. It's so much more comfier for me. It feels much better. I have much better control of my pen because I use a pencil or a pen. And my lines, well, sometimes they turn out wonky, but I think they look much better in the sense of how fluid they are. And I don't know how to explain it. Like the position of the lines and all of that, even if the anatomy might be worse, because I don't have as much power and to correct like I do in digital, like I just said. I feel like, I don't know, it looks more natural, more alive. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. Wait, why is my chat set as top chat and not live chat? That's so annoying. I hate that. When I watch other people too, both live and bots, because I watch a lot of bots, uh, it always defaults to the top chat, and I hate that. I don't know why it does that. Even in very fast chats, I don't like it. I don't know. It's just like a pay to win, and I don't like those. If you want to do a pay to win, I mean, as YouTube, okay? If YouTube wants to do a pay to win, they already do with the memberships and all that. You can do member only chats and stuff like that. So if you want an exclusive chat as a live streamer, you can just do a member chat and then you'll just see them. So having it as the default option for regular streams, to me, it feels just wrong. It feels so wrong to do that and have it as the default. I don't know. If there's a way to change it, which I don't think there is, I would like to have it. Maybe an extension or something. Usually those things are only fixed with extensions. But well, it is what it is. Okay. Maybe let's lower this eyebrow a little bit so it shows a bit more, but it won't show much. I'm the kind of person that usually hides the eyebrows and parts of the eye behind the hair because I think it looks better that way. Most of the anime style, let's call it, don't do that. They actually go for the eye is always visible no matter where it is behind the hair. And I used to do that back in the day, like when I was starting to learn. But eventually I just found out that this looks much nicer to me at least. So as I say, a lot of people prefer the other thing and it's totally fine. Like it's not like one is better than the other. It's just personal preference for sure. Okay, this one I think I have to delete a little bit here. Like that. To me, it looks much better like that. Yeah. Should I go for the ears now or the body? I think I'll continue with the ears. I usually go top to bottom when I'm drawing. Well, I do the face first or the head, and then I kind of go top to bottom. So I do the face, then the hair, then accessories in the head, then the upper part, and well, this one ends here, but I would then go to the hips, to the legs, to the foot, feet, feet. Plural is feet, for sure. It's so rare to me, like I can't think of an example in either Spanish or Valencian where we make plurals like they do in English. Sometimes like tooth and teeth or mouse and mice, all of that. I don't think we have any of those. It's so rare to me. Sometimes we have a different word for the plural, but it's a completely different word, not just a slight difference. And that's how you make the plural. It's almost always just an S. If it's plural, you just add an S at the end and you are good to go. That's how we do it here. We have a lot of complicated parts in the language, but that's not one of them. That and reading out loud. If you see something written in Spanish, 99% of the time you will know how to say it out loud, which in English you need to learn because even if there's some how do you call it? There's some rules to it, like when you encounter this letter next to this letter, then you say it this way, and if it's next to this other letter, then you say it this other way, that kind of stuff. There's so many exceptions in English, so many. So a lot of times when I see a word, I just try to read it out loud, but I know I'm probably going to be wrong about it if I never heard it out loud before. Or I have to check I usually use the Google Translate read out loud thing to know how to say a word. Sometimes I go to Cambridge too. It depends on how much I care about said word, My music stopped because I didn't put it in loop again. Okay, it's back. It's back. So yeah, that part is much more difficult in English than Spanish or Valencian. But then for a lot of other things, it's much harder to learn Spanish, like the verbs, the genders. Oh my God, the genders. When you try to explain the genders to a person who only talks or knows languages where there's no genders, and I don't mean they don't have genders in general, like I mean that words don't have gender in them. It's so hard. Like they don't understand anything, and understandably because it makes no sense. Like the fact that a word has a gender by itself, just as a word, for other people it makes no sense, and for us it doesn't make sense either because it doesn't even follow rules. Like, yeah, most of the time if it ends in an A, it's gonna be female, but that most of the time is like a 60%. It's not a 90% or something like that. So it's basically you have to know. You just have to know. And if you use it wrong, you either just look a bit silly, but people understand, or you are saying a completely different thing, because sometimes saying the word as feminine or saying it as masculine changes the meaning. Like in feminine is one thing and in masculine it's another thing. Sometimes not even a related thing at all. So that part is hard. Hard not only to understand, but like not only to memorize, but to understand. Because the verbs, you can explain the situations where you use one version or the other. And eventually, since most of the verbs are regular, you can make sense of it. Let's say it like that. Oops, what did I do? But for the genders, oh my God, it's impossible. It's impossible. And the worst part of it is that I almost never get a gender wrong, even for words I don't know. So it must be like a cultural thing for sure. Like we just know. We just know. I also read a lot, so that might be part of it. I've always read a lot. This year is so wrong. This has to be, yeah, more like that. More rounded. Yeah, so if you are planning to learn Spanish, good luck with the genders. Very much good luck. Yes, I cannot even give you advice on how to remember them. I don't know how I'd do it if it were me. And also this is a kind of fun thing, fun fact or fun situation more than fact. In all Latin languages, the genders aren't the same. So if you learn Spanish, for example, in this case, and then you want to learn French or Italian or Portuguese, the gender may be different. And you just have to know. And it happens to me a lot with Valencian and Spanish because not a lot of the words are the same gender and that's it. But there's some very important words that are the opposite gender. And when I can't think of the word in one of the two languages, I usually get stuck because I'm thinking of it being the gender that it's not. And when I realize that and think, wait, maybe it's the other gender, then it comes to me like it just appears in my brain. So yeah, that's extra pain. Like in one of the most common ones is the C. In Spanish and Valencian, you write it the same. It's mar, M-A-R, mar. But in Spanish, it's masculine, yes, it's el mar. But in Valencian, it's feminine, it's la mar. So that's fucked up. That's just fucked up. Why is this language like this? Yeah, just fun stuff. And sometimes like this is actually not as much related to the language itself, but in a lot of languages, the things like as I said, the sea or the sun or the moon or the mountains, all of that, big natural things, in mythology or stories or anything, they are giving a gender, even if it's not part of the language. And it's so curious to me when the gender given to it is different to the one I've grown with. Like for me, moon is female. It's the moon is a female figure, and we say it with a female gender. But in other cultures, it's not. And sometimes even the sun is female too, which I think it's more rare, but it happens. Like in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken, the goddess of the sun is Amaterasu, which is a female. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how each culture has seen the same exact how do I say it, natural phenomenon or part of nature, and decided it was one thing or another, or it represents something completely different than in another place, which in some extreme cases it does make a lot of sense. Like if you are in the desert, probably the sun is going to be a very harsh thing in mythology. I don't know actually. I know very little about the Arabic culture and their mythos and all of that, but I assume it's going to be much harsher of a being or deity or whatever they have. But the water is probably going to be very, very like good and soothing. I don't know. But in general cases where it's not an extreme, that it gets interpreted differently too. I know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. That's why I like seeing stories or mythology from a lot of different places, because you learn a lot about how they see the world and how each thing represents a different part of the, not a different part, like a different concept for them. Some concepts are like universal, but they are represented by different things, if that makes sense. I think this should be behind the ear, right? Yeah, it's gonna look much better if I put it behind the ear. In the other arch it was much more to the right, so I didn't do it like that, but it's fine. It's fine like this. Let's go to this line here. Let's change this so it looks nicer. Like from here and from here, maybe? No, let's make it come from the lower part there. This one can be, yeah, like that. I think that's good. That's nice. This one needs to be deleted a bit more too. Yeah. And then the little hair tie, something like this. Yeah, that should be good. Let me fix some of those lines. Yeah. Then I'll go crazy when I try to fix something here and the lines are all over the place. That happens to me a lot. I say, it's such a pain to change the layer, to do a little line, to fix a little thing, and then I go crazy and I hate it. And it's all me. No one else to blame but me. Okay, let's finish the little. We didn't decide. I asked the other day when I was doing this, how would you say this? Because I don't think it's actually a scarf, because it's the one that's more of a square that you make into a triangle and then tie it up. But we didn't find the actual word, so it might be just a scarf. A neck scarf, maybe? I have no idea, to be honest. Let me get this here. And a bit of that. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best, but I actually don't want to make this more complicated than it needs to be. I already added way too many details in the background, and I didn't want to. That wasn't my intention, you know. So yeah, let's try and keep it simple. Like give it a bit of volume, but not that much. I think that's just gonna muddle the area. I'll keep it clean. Like maybe a bit will show up here, will pick a bit, but it'll make the ear look clunky and it will get lost when you look at it from afar. So there's no point adding it there, but making it worse. That's something I learned from. It's hard for me to actually apply it, but I learned from a friend that another artist friend. This is another one. I have a lot of artist friends. That sometimes it doesn't matter if something is more anatomical accurate if it looks very bad in the art. Like if it doesn't look nice or looks dynamic or something like that, it's better to exaggerate it a little bit or change it a little bit so that it looks better for what you are intending to make. Like in this case, it's not anatomy, but adding that there will just muddle the drawing. So it's gonna make it worse, even if probably in a picture you'd see that part. But maybe if it's a professional photo shoot, they would take the picture, see that, see how it models the image, and then make a change on the model's outfit or adjust it a little bit so it doesn't show, or even with Photoshop. Sometimes a lot of pictures are changed slightly with Photoshop. We usually think that photoshopping a picture is mostly to, how do you say it? Like make it prettier in the sense of the beauty of a person itself, like their face, their body, making them thinner, all of that. But most of the time it's just like erasing random things that went in the pic that you didn't want. Like if the photographer, for example, imagine this is a picture and they realize that in the picture there's a big thread here that looks bad, then they will erase it in Photoshop too. Stuff like that. Or the light came out a bit weird. They can also fix something like that. I don't know. It's used for a lot of things, not just the ones that to me are bad for society. Sometimes even the photo collage or whatever it's called, when they like change the background, add something here, stuff like that. That can be just for promotions or stuff like that, and that's fine too. Like sometimes if you did all of those pictures, well, all of those objects in the same picture, it would look super bad. And because of the shadows and the positions not being properly placed or the focus being weird. But if you do 2 or 3 pictures and then add all of them together in a nice way, it can be much better. I am not a professional photographer. I am not even an amateur photographer. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I am actually one of the worst photographers ever. Like, I don't know why this happens. I've had this since I was a kid. So it's not something that I have to worry about developing when I got older, which could be a sign of a lot of things that aren't really good. But it's not. I had it since I was a kid. My hands tremble a little bit. Like I cannot hold my hand up and not have it like slightly shaking. So you can understand how that affects me taking pictures. They almost always look a tiny bit blurry, and it's not fun, not at all. But I'm used to it, and now I use techniques like if I can, I hold it with both my arms and not, well, with both my hands and not just one. That helps a lot. And sometimes I just use a place to rest my elbows or something, and that way I can make it more stable and I don't tremble as much. But to be honest, I barely take pictures anyway, so it doesn't affect me much. It's just Fun trivia, I guess, in this case. There's too many lines going there. I need to change this. That's something that I don't see as too much of, like, to myself, for myself. I don't see a problem with various lines going to a focal point, but I've learned from professionals and other artists talking about improving your art that, like, having stuff like this, it's terrible. Like, no one likes that. I don't know exactly. Maybe it just causes a focal point that you don't want. If it's on purpose, maybe. But if it's made on accident, I think it looks, to them, it looks terrible. I don't know why. So I try to avoid it as much as I can, even if it doesn't bother me. Like, this is gonna be a problem too, because, well, maybe I can make it a bit thicker, so the paw will be like this. Yes, I will add the details on the denim later, not right now. Okay, you can't see here either. I think the body is done. Yeah, I think. No, my tail. I always forget the tails. I have to double check them every time. Like, it's barely there. Let me add some lines to give it more shape and it doesn't look so static, because you barely have an outline for the tail. Like this. Yeah. Just the kitty missing, and then we can start painting and adding details. Let me go back to the hair to fix this part that's not quite there. It needs to be thicker, and to delete these that are now too long. There we go. Let me check without the sketch. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's perfect? No. But I've learned to try to not make things perfect. Because when I attempted to do everything perfect, I didn't draw. Like, I mean, I did, but I never shared because I thought it was terrible, or it will take me so long, and then I discard it because it looks bad and stuff like that. So yeah, you have to learn to accept that it's not gonna be perfect, because perfection doesn't exist actually, and you just need to do your best. And sometimes not even your best, like, you do it how you want, and as long as it doesn't, like, actively look horrible. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't do a line here and leave it there, because that just is wrong. If you get what I mean. But as long as, like, the basic idea is conveyed, I think it's better to have it a bit wonky in a way. Looks more real too, to have imperfections, which I have to accept too. I have to learn to accept the wonkiness of art. Actually, when I do my art much less perfection, it looks flowier, and people like it more for that. Even though I see all the imperfections, all the little things that are wrong for me. People see it and see it more alive, I guess, is the way to say it. I don't know. Something that perfectionists need to learn to let go, including me, of course, because I'm very perfectionist. Not as much in this channel. I'm trying to convey that, not convey a channel that it's okay if it's not perfect mentality when I'm doing things here, because it's true. Because nothing is perfect in this world, and if someone tells you something's perfect, probably either is a perfectionist like me and delusional, or doesn't know the meaning of perfection. That could be it too. Looks better with the little whiskers, right? Well, not whiskers, the whiskers are the big parts. I like the little fluffy in the cheeks. I think kitties have that a lot. It's very cute. Because their hair goes up from the chin and down from the ears part, and it goes fluffy. Okay, that chin is not it. That chin is not it. What did I do there? It's more like this, maybe? Oh, I can't. Wait, let me flip again. Maybe like this? It looks wrong. Why is it wrong? I think the mouth is wrong, so it looks wrong. Let me try to make the face now and see if it looks better, and if it doesn't, then I have to fix the chin again. Like more like this. I think it's better like this. Wait. Something like this? Looks better? No, the chin's still wrong. Like there. Let's fix the chin without the sketch. I think the sketch is throwing me off. Maybe like this is better? Is it? I think so. Either way, we're gonna cover this part, so I think it's gonna look okay. Good? No, as I said, nothing's perfect, but I'm not that used to actually drawing animals either. So this is super hard to me. I like animals, but I don't draw them nearly as much as I should. Should because of how much I like them, not because it's something I should do. It's a forced thing. Like, I love them, so why don't I draw them more, you know? It's because most of my inspiration comes from either drawing my OCs or fan art of media I like, and most of those are people, not animals. Okay, let's see if we can make these eyes symmetrical. It's gonna be hard. Symmetry is a lie. That's what I tell myself, to not go crazy, for sure. Because symmetry is real, but it's hard to portray properly. Like this maybe. And then the little eye. It's not good. Why is making circles so hard? I think one is bigger than the other. Let me check in a little bit. Let's get rid of the... Is it? Yeah, this one is definitely bigger than this one. Let's fix that. A bit bigger. Like this? I think so. Then let's try to make it look properly in place, which is hard too. Let's see. It's not right. I think this one has to be there. Is that it? This one is too tilted. Like this? Symmetry is so hard. No, it's too little tilted. What's going on? I'm going crazy. This is the point when an artist goes crazy and starts thinking it just doesn't look like anything anymore. Like you lose sight of what you are drawing. think the whole face should be slightly to the side. Is that it? Like this? It's not right. But at this point, I don't know how to fix it. Maybe higher? That may be it. And this one a bit closer? Like that? Is that it? We're gonna leave it like this, because otherwise I will be moving it around for an eternity and never be happy with it. Oh my god, my eyes are dry because I was not blinking enough while trying to figure that out. Let me drink water. Oh my god. Do I give him a little line here? They do have usually like the, not whiskers, but like the long eyebrow. I think, yeah, I'll give him some little long eyebrow hairs. I don't know how to call them. Like they are usually something like this, right? It's cute. At least to me, those are super cute. Like the long hairs that kitties have. They are so cute. Okay, let's try to make him look forward, which is again one of the hardest things to do. I'm not sure I'm doing it right. One line is thicker for sure. Not quite the same direction. I think this is better. Okay, then we'll do the same lightning as for the other one. Something like this. Because it's the style. I don't usually do them like this, but it's the style of the game I'm trying to imitate. Trying is the keyword here because I'm not doing quite a good job at it, but an attempt was made. Drawing like it's sort of the 90s. Yeah, there we go. Ah, that's wrong. Better, probably. Yeah, let's see upright and on the right position. That eye still looks wrong somehow. I think I'm gonna leave it like this, or again, as I said, I will never let it go. Okay, let's do the pose. The cute pose. I love when animals do this, like the little hanging down pose, just the front of the paw. It's so cute to me. It's one of the cutest things ever, especially when they do it on their own. Like it's not influenced by anything. Because sometimes I would do that with my doggy, which I won't talk much about because I will cry. But sometimes like I'd grab his paw and put it like this, so it looks like that, because I find it super cute. And he would fast want to be let down, but it's okay. You shouldn't hold them too much anyway. They don't like that. But when they do it on their own, it's just, it's the cutest thing. Sometimes I see like doggos sitting in balconies where I live, and they get super close to the edge and have their paws hanging from between the what's the, not gate, I can't think of the word, the place that you used to, that's used so you don't fall and you can, the railing, that's it. In between the railing, they put their paws and they hang, and they let them hang, and it's so cute. So cute. I don't know. I just like all animals. If you've seen mostly my Fields of Mystria gameplay, you see how all animals I see, I go like, oh my god, it's a whatever. No matter what animal it is, I go like, oh my god, it's this animal. I love it. Sometimes I've had people, either I show them an animal or they show me an animal, and they are horrified by it or think it's super ugly, and I go like, what are you talking about? It's so cute. And they look at me like I'm crazy. But I just find the charm in all the little animals. I don't know. They all have their cute charm. That might be just me though. Or other like biologist and all of that. I have a biologist soul, although I ended here, but my soul is of a biologist. I studied that so much in school because I wanted to, not forced. The other day I was talking about my failings with the clouds, and then I got interrupted with some mean comments, let's call it that, and I never properly finished it. It was ruined for everyone, mostly me, because I somehow love talking about old stories. I am a grandma already in my heart. Well, I have been a grandma since I was like 13. So yeah. Sad that happened. But well, it's gonna happen eventually. Like, some bored people is gonna find you and they are gonna say something mean. And it is what it is. I'll try to be civic. But if I see they have mean intentions, obviously, and they aren't like accidentally saying something mean, I'm not dealing with that. I am not, because who has time for that, really? I definitely don't. Even if I'm a tiny channel, like no viewers. Getting viewers because I get trolls is not the vibe. I would rather have no one watching than have a group of people who know I react to trolls and they keep coming over and over and making my life miserable. It's not like they affect me that much, but it does make everything like, how do I say it, uncomfortable. Like, no one likes dealing with that, and when they come, it just feels awkward for everyone, except them, of course. They have the time of their life. But for the rest, like, it can drive the actual nice people away from you too. So not a fan. I think that tail is cute enough. I forgot to add the details on the ears and the whiskers. Let's do that right now. Fluffy ears for the fluffy kitty. I love fluffy ears too. Like, you ask me about a part of an animal, I probably will say I like that part of the animal. Again, as I said, I love all animals. I love their little paws and their little tails and their little eyes and the noses, all of it. I'm sounding like this is super old, but if you heard back in the day, there was a song made from a video. I don't think they are as common nowadays. Hello, welcome, how are you? Well, I don't think they are as common nowadays, but back in the day, it was super common to have songs made from videos with a bit of autotune and some background music and all of that. And there's this one song from a video of a lady. What was the platform she was on? I don't remember. It's in the song too, but I don't remember right now. Well, she's trying to make friends, so it's a platform to make friends. And she has to do like the intro video of herself and what she likes and all of that. And people turned it into a into a meme song because she starts talking about cats and gets super into it and starts crying and going out and gets so messy. It's very funny. Like that poor lady, I'm not laughing at her really. It's just it's like what's the word in English? Not cute. It's related to cute, but it's not cute. I can't think of it right now. Can I translate it? Maybe? Let's see if it lets me. No, not this. Yeah, heartwarming is close to what I'm trying to say. Like you feel closeness, not mocking, you know? And well, the song, yeah, it goes about that, about how much she loves the kitties. And she says, like, I want to hug all of them. There's so many that don't have homes. I want to give them all a home. And I want all of us to be happy together, all of that. It's so cute and so silly. I still remember it. I'm not singing it because I'm shy right now, but I could sing a good part of it, to be honest, if I wanted to. Oh my god, that poor lady. And the thing is, she wasn't actually shy about that either because she posted the video. She could have like recorded it, said, "Oh my god, I look crazy," and deleted it and not put it online. But no, she decided she wanted it online, so she probably didn't mind that much. I don't know. Maybe when it became a meme, it's too much, but it's always kind of fun when you see the person behind the song and learn. Sometimes it ruined their life, sometimes it's okay. Like there's also this very old, I think, I don't know exactly, but I think it was a song made for homework, for Spanish homework by some, I don't know if they were English, like British, or from US. I don't think they were from anywhere else. It was either US or Britain, UK. But it was about cleaning the house, and it's so funny to to Spanish people. We sing it too. We sing along. I still reference it sometimes. And like a few years back, the two girls that made the song kind of made a post about like relating to it and talking about how they had fun making the song and how people liked it and they were happy that people liked it and it was super cute. Like you could see how much older they were too. Like the original song, they are, I can't tell for sure, but like between 12 and 14 or something or 15. So yeah, it was very funny. If you look up uh, Tengo muchos quereseres, I think that's how I find it. If you look up Tengo muchos quereseres, you can find that song. It's so funny. The other one, I'm not sure. It's like I want to hug al cat, probably. That's how you find it. Autotune. Maybe if you add autotune, it's easier to find too. Just old funny songs that are still in my mind years later. Sometimes when I remember, I go back, find them again, and listen to them again. Hello. Oh my god. Okay. Let's get rid of this. I'm not gonna deal with this again. Okay, let's go. But yeah, there's another one. This one is also in Spanish. You have to understand that when I was smaller, I didn't know that much English, so a lot of these things from long ago I listened to in Spanish, of course. There's this one about, it's like a priest preaching on to their followers. I don't know how to call them, the people from the church or something like that, because it's not in a church, but it's like a religious meeting, and he's talking about how Resident Evil is the worst, and there's the demon in it, and Nintendo is the worst, and playing consoles it's the worst in the world. All of this in Spanish, of course, and how if you play, you are letting the devil in your home and all of that. And someone made one of those auto-tune songs about it, and it's so good. It's so hilarious. Okay, let's go. Yep. And yeah, it's so funny when you listen to those. That one you can find by searching Los Nintendos. Autotune, probably, too. Okay, I think the line art is done. I think we can move on with the... Why am I not doing my own trick I explained earlier? There we go. Okay. Okay. Let me hide the sketch. I think so. I think it's good like this. Is if I forgot something, I'll add it as I go. Yeah. Let's try to get another white base, but this time it's gonna be... No, not like this. This is wrong. It's gonna be actually in the lines. Like this, like this, and like this. Yeah. We invert that. We add it here. We make it white. Yeah, this way we won't have to deal with the back. And also if there's any random not filled part, we just won't see the background looking weird in the back. Okay, let's grab the colors. This is another art of mine. I'm using it to grab the colors for this new one. What did I just do? I'm in the wrong layer, of course I'm in the wrong layer. Why wouldn't I be in the wrong layer? Color. Let's make... Actually, let's put Gemma on top and Yuki on the bottom. That's easier for me. And you're gonna see that I do this the opposite way of most people. I do the face last somehow. Don't ask. I just do it that way. Wait, I need to do my trick of adding this and adding this. Perfect. Oh, that's way too dark. That's way too dark. Maybe this color is better. Okay. Da, da, da. And then this one was mean, so I'm reporting it. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Let's get to it. Let's make it a bit lighter, I think. Lighter and a bit more orange. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then let's add the little spots and the baby. Wait, where were they? This ear, a bit of the paws, and okay. Oh wait, I forgot to color this. This part, yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't answer those people, really. I just, they came by yesterday. I think it's the same person. I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, people have different styles and more than one style and all of that. So it's just people trying to troll. No, don't give them attention. That's what they want. so we won't give them attention. I'm gonna make this well, this one is fully brown, but this one I'm gonna do like this, so the line isn't perfect. Oops, wrong color. Yeah. I don't know, some people just think if they are bored they can go into other people's places, because this is a stream, but they do it also in social media and all of that, their profiles and everything, and say mean things, and that's okay, but it's not. And encouraging it, well, talking about it is encouraging them, so yeah, no point. Just ignore and move on. They'll get tired if you don't answer them, because what they want is attention more than anything in this world. Okay, I think that's a bit dark, so let's make it a different. I think I'm gonna desaturate it a bit more and make it lighter, and maybe a bit more brown. Yeah, I think this is fine. Little calico. I don't like how I did this line. Wait a second. Let me do it more. It's the wrong color. Well, it's fine. No, it's not fine. I think it'll look better something like this. Yeah, it's better to me, at least. Looks nicer. The other one was looking like I had a trembly hand, which I do, but not for that. Okay, let's do the little nose. I think I'm gonna do the nose pink because it's cute. Having a pink nose. Not that pink. Let's do... Yeah, sure, that pink, it's fine. And the ears can be the same color, since it's more like the skin color. Let's make it a little bit lighter and a little bit more desaturated. Perfect. And the eyes are gonna be yellow, right? Let me check. My references. Yeah, a yellow. More brownish, but yellow. Okay. Something like this. A bit more yellow. I'll fix it. The color correction. Well, no, I'll fix it with the highlights. I think it can stay this as a base color. It looks okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's add the color to me, my Bisona. Okay, let's get the flats on. I do the flats so much faster once I learn of this trick in Clip Studio. It's insane how much faster I do them with this. For anyone who doesn't know, let me teach you. I learned this from a person on YouTube, which I probably can find again, but I don't have their name memorized. It's not someone I follow, I just found the video. You check the line art, either one layer, if you just have one layer, or the group, and you click this button. It's like a reference layer. And then when you go to your bucket tool, you choose it. You can see it. Wait, let me take it out so you can see it here. You choose this option and multiple references, and you choose the reference layer. And then when you use it, wherever you use it, did I put that right? Yes. When you use it in other layers, it's gonna count as if that layer is affecting it, like the line art layer. So you can have completely different layers, but have them interact to do the flats much faster. At least to me, this is unbelievably fast. I used to do like each part individually. Like I would go all around the perimeter and then fill it in, and then some parts were not filled in correctly too, and then I would go back and fix all of that, and now I just do some small fixes here and there, but mostly it looks good on the first try, especially the least details the layer has, or that part of the liner has, the easier it is to fill in. And this is a textured line art, but if you use a non-textured line art, you don't even have to do this I'm doing to fill the lines completely. So it looks nice. So it's a god trick, to be honest. Let me change pose. Okay. Yeah. Now let's do the other two parts that are the same color, which are the tail and the ears have the same color. I can't zoom in, I see all the little details and I have to fix them. Cannot unsee. I should drink some water too. When I finish the ear, I'm gonna drink some water. Everyone listening, if you have water nearby, drink some water. If you don't have water nearby, please go grab some water and drink some water. I guess if it's other liquids, it's okay too, but as long as they are like juice or tea, stuff like that, then it's fine too. But if you haven't drank any of that recently and it's just like sodas or coffee, stuff like that, then go and drink some water, please. It's good for everyone. Let me drink. Okay. I try to mute when drinking. Not always, but most of the time. So you don't hear weird noises. Weird human noises. Because they are completely normal, but we don't like hearing them in HD. Super close to our ears, right? No one likes that. Well, not no one. Some people like it, that's why ASMR streams exist. But a lot of people don't. And that's okay. Let's make this lighter so it fits more with the actual outfit I was referencing. I guess I'll make the handkerchief thing this color. The original is red, but it's okay. This is my interpretation of it, not a one-on-one. And we'll make the overalls jean fabric. Oops, I missed there. Okay. And now the jean color, which is actually hard to make for me. It's not an easy color to make. Let me go here. You can't see this. Well, you can see how I make colors, but it's nothing interesting, to be honest, because I don't have actual theory to make them. Wow, this is actually very nice in the first try. I think I can keep this with a little more. Let's make it a bit darker and maybe saturate it less. Darker. Like this. I think that looks okay. Not good, but okay. And I'm gonna make. Wait, did I put it in the same layer? No. Why is this so dark? Why did the color get so dark? When did I do that? Huh? I put it in. No, I didn't. Huh? I'm so confused. Why did I get that so dark? Well, it's fixed now. Wait, don't tell me I wasn't changing this one and I was changing the other one the whole time. Is that what happened? No, it wasn't. When did that happen? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Oh my god. Sometimes the drawing programs are just haunted. There's someone, some spirit changing the changing what you're doing and changing your layers and colors and everything. I know it's not right, but it feels that way, you know. Let's grab this color and make it way reddish and way darker. And that's gonna be the glove. It's the most terrible glove I've ever done, but it's fine. It's supposed to be behind and don't look at it too closely, okay? Yeah, the eyes are lopsided. I said it a few times. It's not good. But it's fine. Is this one in CMYK? Is that the problem? So the colors aren't translating directly? Is that it? Let me check. This should be very pale. That might be it. How can I check in this one? This. I don't think actually that Clip Studio has CMYK. Okay. Y. It's Y, not A. CMYK. A bit. Like that. Yeah, I like it better like that. I forgot the sunflower color. There we go. Da-da-da. Okay, let's fix this. Make sure it's properly colored. Actually, this is not properly colored and I have to go back because I'm this kind of person. This is annoying, but it is what it is. I was way more annoying at stuff like that a few years ago, if you can't believe it. Okay, let's make this the hair tie. And I'll make this the same color as the scarf. Yeah. Yeah. Now just the face, missing the color. I ended up just talking about what I'm doing, but I'm focused. This is the time I have to focus to make sure I get all the colors right and I don't miss any color anywhere. It's fine, I want to color the eyes too. Right now. There we go. There we go. I have to fix that. No one is gonna look at it that closely except me, but I have to fix it. If I see it, I have to fix it. It's terrible, but it is how it is. I don't usually cell shade when I draw. I go for a more difuminated blur style, but since I'm imitating the 90s style, I will try with cell shading and fail miserably. It's good practice, right? Okay, the white of the eye. Also, it's not as important if you aren't gonna print, I guess. Well, I don't know. I think it's important all the time. But not using pure white is something that you have to take into account always when you draw digitally, because it doesn't look right, pure white. Even for a background, I think it's better if you add like a tint to it of some kind. Like right now I'm using F5, F5, F5. So it's not pure white. But in conjunction with everything, it kind of looks white. Let's grab the base eye color, which is this one. It's almost the same. I didn't notice that, but I did almost the same color as Gemma. I missed the fang. The fang has to be white too. There we go. All the flats are in position, right? I think so. Yeah, okay. Let me stretch a little bit. I don't want to be a shrimp. I don't want my back and neck to hurt later. I don't know if you heard some of the clack clack, but my shoulders did a few clacks. Okay, time to shade and add all the little details, like the darker part of the hair. Let's add that first. I'm actually gonna use a clear one for this, not the textured one. I don't like that. Wait, I think I need to make it smaller. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. 1 second. It just needs to be okay. And then in this part too, let's bring it from here. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Oops. Wrong brush. Like that, it's better. Let me do some of this. It helps a little bit, I found, with cell shading to delete after you do the line, but again, I'm very bad at cell shading, so don't take anything I say as actual advice on cell shading. I'm adding like some in between like this too. It helps a little bit. Okay. And like that, I guess. No one is gonna look at it so close. Anyway, as I keep saying. It's growing on me, this Lofi playlist. It's short, but it's cute. It's nice. It's nice to listen to. It gives a bit more character to the stream while not being too distracting for me to draw. Something like that, it's fine. And then over here too. There we go. I'm actually gonna do it for the tail and the ears at this time too, because since I have the color already picked. There we go. Oops. Keep choosing the wrong one. And this one too. And now for the tail. Probably from here it's good. Yeah, that's fine. Should do some of this here too, or it looks too unpolished, I guess. It's the way to say it in this case. Some of the deleting technique. Not the best, but it does improve it a little bit. something like that. It's fine. It's fine like this. Okay. This doesn't look right. This one is too high. It doesn't look right from afar, which is the most important. I think it's better that way. Yeah, it's better that way. What else? Okay, that's all for the darker part that can be seen in this art. Then let's do actual shadows, which I'm gonna do with a slightly darker color. We are gonna block shade. Well, cell shade is the name of this style. I think all of this is gonna be dark. I'm gonna make it simple. I'll fix it later too. No, this looks bad. Like this, I think will look better. And then a bit on here. Shouldn't be demonstrating my bad cell shading here, but here we are. I think it's what fits the 90s style the best. Okay. And there we go. I didn't close everything, did I? Nope. I think, yeah. Wait, I don't like that line. That's better. Something like this. It's not the prettiest, but it's something. Actually, that looked much better than what I had. Yeah. Sometimes we have little accidents, happy accidents, like Bob Ross said. Actually, I was speaking earlier about the autotune songs. There's also another one made from Bob Ross talking in general, like what he usually says and all of that. And that one is super nice. Like, to me, it feels like encouraging in a way, because it uses a lot of his little phrases that are encouraging and all of that. Oh no, I think that one is nice. It's still a bit memey, but at the same time, nice. This is not looking too good. This looks terrible, actually. Let me fix it better. Blockier. I need to make it blockier. Oh my god. I can't fix it. Sure, this is gonna be it. Otherwise, we'll stay here forever, as usual. Okay. And like here. And this one. Let's make it a bit pointier. This looks wrong. Why does it look wrong? This part has to be fully colored, I think. Yeah, that helps a lot to make it look nicer. And this one is gonna be like that too. Yeah, this is fine. Is it perfect? No. Again, there's no perfection in art or in anything in this world, but it's okay. And that's more than I can ask for. Let's do a bit of it here too, so it has a bit more dimension, even though it's not the best. Okay, let's continue on this side. Let's give this a bit of shading. And here too. Like over here, probably. Yeah, something like that, it's fine. And here. This part is definitely darker. Instead of rotating the canvas, I'm literally moving my head around, like tilting it to the sides to see this better. One day when I have my full rigged model, you'll be able to see me do that kind of stuff. But not for a while. It takes a long time to learn to do that. There we go. A bit of this. Like this. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I could go with less shade if I try to imitate that style, but it's when they did actual illustrations and not just the animation, they did add a lot more details to the cell shading, I think. I'm quite sure. Because when they were animating, they had to keep it very simple, or it was super hard to do every frame and add all the details. So the shading was much bulkier at the time when it was part of the animation. But for illustrations that this is more close to, it would be a bit more detail. Not much more, but a little bit. Okay. Oh my god, is it gonna be another 4 hours? I hope not. This better be the hardest part. The hair is usually what takes me the longest, to be honest. Because I give it so much detail. Because I like drawing the hair. It's probably what I like drawing the most. That and flowy fabrics. Those are my favorites to draw. I'm gonna make this too thick because I don't want it to be confused with the back one. Just a little indication of the shadow there too, and a little bit here. Not much, because I wanna add the light here. All of that is gonna be light. For this part, I'm gonna do like, should I do it like fully dark too? Maybe a bit of, yeah, something like that I think looks better than doing shades itself. Okay, now I'm gonna make it lighter because it was definitely too dark. Like this? Yeah, I think so. I think that's nice. That looks okay. Let's add a little bit here too. I forgot to add in this part. But this part does need it a little bit to give it more volume. Not a lot of volume, but more of it. Like this. Yeah, sure. Let's leave it this way. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the shading in this part too. So I can say goodbye to this color and not find it again later. Okay, let's do it this way. maybe. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Mhm, mhm. How is cell shading so hard? Actually, I've had a lot of people tell me that cell shading is much easier for them. But to me, I like the adding color and then blurring it. So all the mistakes and little things that aren't perfect, they just disappear. And I don't have to deal with them anymore. I guess most people don't care that much about that, so this might be easier than going back and making sure the blurry part looks okay. That's not me though. Actually, I'm much better at cel shading when it's traditional. In traditional, I can do it properly. But I have much more control of my lines there, so it's not the same. That's how I learned to draw, and then I went to digital later. So yeah, it's not the same. Dun, dun, dun. This will have to do. I'm gonna make this one higher. Oops, wrong tool. How many times am I gonna say wrong tool in the stream? You could do a drinking game with that. Now this one feels too simple. Okay, did I put these two together? Yes. I'm gonna do the shading here too. This one is gonna be much simpler, for sure. I'm not gonna make such complicated shapes for the ears. Yeah, this is actually fine. And now we go back to this, no, this one, and 33, and bam. Actually, this might be too big even. Let's make it smaller. Oops. Yeah, I like it better that way. I think I'm gonna make it even lighter for this. Yes, I think I like it more like that. Now let's grab the shade, the light color. Let's make this. Probably the part that I will have most difficulties for, the light of the hair. It might also be this brush. I don't actually like it too much, this clean brush I use, but I like it way more than the others that Grip Studio has. It's one of the basic ones. Maybe it's time to find a better one that's clean like this. This might be my next purpose for the looking for new brushes. It doesn't actually behave exactly how I like my brushes to behave, the clean ones. So it's quite annoying in some ways. But it's fine for this. Okay. A little bit here too. And the one over here. And I should talk about other topics, but I'm a bit dry right now. Of topics, not of. I'm drinking plenty. Yeah, that looks fine. And a little bit in here too, to show the light hitting the hair here. I think over here will be overkill. Yes, that's overkill. And here will be overkill too. Well, not as much. Let's add a little bit like this. We'll see. I might get rid of that later. It might not stay, depending on how I do the rest. This is fine. Then this curve needs light for sure. So we give it way more dimension than it has right now. Something like this. Has to look good with the shadows too. It's hard. I think I'm gonna make some of this lighter, or even most of it lighter. Okay. I don't think light here helps, does it? A little bit actually, but maybe a little bit like that. Yeah. I don't mind it that way. No, I don't like it there. I could add a little bit here to make it look more distinct from the rest. Okay, let's make it a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think that way works. I think that works. Not the best, not the worst. That's how we do things here. Not the best, not the worst. A bit of light here to give the tail more dimension, and a little bit in here too. Not much, but it gives a little bit extra. Okay, let's go for the next part, this one. Did I make shadows here? Yes, I did. Okay, this is gonna be quite blocky. Wanna give it too much. Too much importance, because it's not the most important part, to be for sure. Okay. I think this one can be fully colored in. I usually do too many like little lines for shades, and it's not needed. Like sometimes you can block like that, and it looks better than if you do little ones, like I do sometimes. Looks more natural. Or not natural, like more less cluttered, so people understand the shape better, easier in general. So this gets a shade right here. There's a shade right here too. A little bit here. This gets a shade like that to give it a bit of shape, even if the lines don't have much shape. But we can insinuate it. Is insinuate the word? I think it's wrong, but I don't know what. In Spanish it's insinuate, but I don't know if that's correct in English either. It sounds kind of wrong using insinuate in English for that. Okay, let's make it lighter. That. I like it more like that, I think. This should be more like this. Yeah, and this too. There we go. Line here, line here. No, I don't like that one. No, I don't like this actually. I will leave it like that. Let's see if I can make some lighting parts here, but I don't think I can. It's gonna look bad or not noticeable at all. Let's see. Yeah, it's too white. It's not gonna look good. I don't think. It's gonna look muddy. Well, I can leave it as a subtle thing. You can barely see it, but it's there. Definitely there. Wait, I can change. It's at 40. Let me go back to 40. Can make this a bit more. A little bit better, I think. Is it really? I don't know. Do I think it's better? Yes. let's go for the next layer, which is the neckerchief thing, handkerchief, necktie. No, it's not a necktie, that's completely different to what I'm doing. This color is fine, probably. Oops, I didn't go to the correct layer. Now I am. Let's make this clear, like this. And then continue over here. This can be darker for sure. This line as well. Da, da, da. This part is fully dark. This is a shade from the kitty. A shadow, I mean, not a shade. Shade is different. Actually, in art, it's usually used for like the color shade, but in real life, is a shade that different from a shadow? I'm not sure. I don't think we have an equivalent term in Spanish for shade. It's the same one as shadow, so I'm not sure in what context it would be used differently. I guess it's usually for a place you can go under. Is that it? Like where you can go away from the sun? That's the shade. So it's usually buildings and trees and things like that. Big, like a very big shadow that covers the sun, right? Not like a person's shadow or an animal shadow in most cases. I guess that's the difference. I think I'm answering myself by thinking about it, where I have seen it used and all of that. But yeah, in this case, it's not a shade for sure. It's a shadow. I think if I fuse these two, it fixes most of my problem. Yeah, basically. Now it's fixed. I could even almost make those dots. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's better. That way it's better. This one is not too good, but it's very in the back. It's not fine. I have to fix it. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? I don't know. Okay, let's add a little bit of light because here we can do that. It's not as pale as the pink was. So we can add a little subtle light to it. Not much because this isn't a shiny fabric really, but a little bit it's fine to do. Something like this. A bit more here. No, that looks bad. This part too. And a bit in here. Something like that. We make it way lighter. See, if I were using my typical art style, well, coloring style, I will blur this and it will look much better, but not for that. Okay, let's add first the details on this will be at the top of it all, and I'm gonna use the actual line art brush. We're gonna do the little costures. Is it costure? The thread, where the thread is. All over here. maybe even a line here and more of it here. Not the other way. No, it's there we go. I think it looks better if you add those lines to a jean fabric. It gives it so much more realistic, much more realistic feel to it than if you don't add it. Okay, this is casting a shadow over here. There's a shadow like there and right here too, because that's kinda indented a little bit. There's a shadow here as well from the glove and the bow. And I guess we can do this shadow too. And a little bit here to show this part. There we go. I think this is fine. I don't need much more for that. And a little bit of light just in this place a little bit. Did I do the wrong one lighter? What? Ah, that was the problem. I was so confused for a second. Let me start again. Here, a little bit here to show a bit more shape, not much, but just an indication of more shape there. It could be texturized, but I don't feel like it. It's not that deep either. Okay, I'm gonna do a line here to give the indication of more parts to this glove, because right now it's super basic. And I think this helps a little bit to give it more dimension. Not much. But I never did it to elaborate anyway, because I didn't want to give it too much attention. The attention is on the kitty. But a little bit more so it doesn't look as bad. It was looking very bad earlier. I noticed and I had to fix it. I think this is fine. It's not much, but we don't need much. And a little bit of light in this place. This can be sort of leather, I guess, more leathery, but I'm still gonna keep it quite big and not too noticeable. Like very light. Yeah. Just like that. It's way better now, right? If I compare this to this. I saved that. What's this? Ah, okay, I know what it is. It's this ears. Just also gonna do it very subtle. I'm gonna make it way lighter now when I'm done, because I don't really want too much attention there, but I don't want it to feel flat either. And a little bit of light to this area here, and that's about it. You can barely see it, but it's there. I think I'm gonna do this all together. I'm not gonna bother with, I'm gonna pick this color, go with this mode, and just do, right, this is just a hair tie. It doesn't need to have much detail on it, for sure. Add a bit on the petals, like that, and let's make it way lighter. Huh? What am I doing wrong? Is it saving? I think it was. I have the autosave on because sometimes I draw for a long time, I don't save, and it's bad to do that, so why isn't it? Huh? What did I do? What's that? I clicked something, I don't know what I clicked. That was on me. A little little bit more of the top. And there we go. And then we'll add a little bit of light to it too. Let's add it like yes, there is okay. Between the petals too. Not much. Just an indication of the light. And then we're gonna do the crisscross. Because without the crisscross, what flower is this? We add the crisscross and we go, oh, it's a sunflower. At least me. It happens to me every time. I was talking about that last time too. Yeah, it looks fake, but it's an accessory, so it should look fake. It's not a real flower on the hair. Okay, the eyes. Let's get the colors. The dark brown. We'll put it right here. Can I do it? I've never tried doing it this way. Maybe it looks better. What did I just do? I'm in the wrong layer. That's what I just did. Maybe it looks nicer that way. But how did I do it? Let me try this way. Oh, that was a very high pitched noise for absolute no reason. Huh. It's not terrible. I don't know if I like it. Actually go for the other way around. Yeah, I think the other way around still looks better. Let's do it this way. Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. Let's make it actually go up a little bit. Yeah, I like it better this way. This one actually has to go a little bit lower. I think this is it. And then let's do the light part because I want them to look golden, not brown. So a big part of it is shallow. Is there anyone that can make good circles with no help? They are so OP. Because they should exist, for sure. I'm sure they exist. And they should be very OP. Everyone will be very jealous of them. It's actually not that useful of a skill, except if you are in Witch Hat Atelier. But it's very impressive and very hard to achieve. Yes, science truly is the biggest equalizer, because you can just use the tool to make a circle and you suddenly have a circle, which you wouldn't be able to otherwise if you aren't that type of pro. No, I don't like that. Maybe like this. Maybe that's too many colors. I'm not sure. Maybe I should get rid of the top one. Let's see. No, it has to be there. Maybe I can only difuminate this one. Blur it a little bit. I think this helps a lot. It's just in one place, so it doesn't feel that bad, that out of place with the cell shading. It's not the best, but I can find a better alternative right now, and I don't want to stay 4 hours again to finish this. So this has to be it. Brighter, not much, just a little bit. We could actually do, let me try this. I have to go over everything over here. Let's grab this color here, and let's add a little dot here, a little dot here. think that did a lot. What if I did another one here? Another one here? No, that's... Well, maybe if it's not a dot, then it's more like that. No, I don't like it. No, it doesn't need anything there. Maybe here? No, it doesn't make sense there. Maybe if I do it higher? I think that one does help. Higher? And a bit more of an ellipse. Yeah, I think it helps. But now they aren't the same. Oh my god. Symmetry is hard. Oops, I accidentally cropped it off. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I won't go hyperfocus as usual. Let me get this white color. Let's make it a little bit darker, but in a more bluish shade. And let's add a little bit of shade over here. That helps a lot to give dimension to the eye. And a little bit on the fang, not much. You barely can see that one, but it's okay. And then let's finish the face. Okay. I think I got, yeah, this color is okay. We'll see if I change it later, but it's too dark. Wait, it's not okay. And I think this one is too, no, this is fine. Let's do the face shape. This is gonna be fully dark to give dimension. Let's do a little bit of the under the lip. I didn't shade the eyebrows. I have to do that now. Over here. This is fully dark. Not that dark. Like this. This is not right. That's better. How did I do the shading? This one. Like this? Ah, that's fine. A little bit in here. I guess. No, I don't like it at all. I won't do that one. I can do a little bit here. Little bit there. Not much though. Just an indication. Let me go back to this. Let's make this one bigger. I didn't realize there was a shadow there. That's bad. Okay. Yeah. I don't like that. Let me do it differently. I think this is better. We don't need too much shader. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit further back because this part is technically a bit raised from the wind. The fake wind that I added. Let's see if I can make it a bit more pink. A bit more saturated. Not that much. Yeah, this helps a lot, I think. That helps a lot to make it feel more alive. Before it was a bit dead. And then a bit on the lips, not much. I don't want it to look too much like lipstick, just like it has color. There we go. Now we shade this too. Everything needs shade, everything needs light. That's how it goes with art. There's a bit sticking out from up there. I can see it with the shade. Okay. Now let's make it way lighter and then a little bit of light on it. Move it a little bit like this. Oops, wrong one. We can make that even lighter. I think I'm gonna make the whole thing lighter. And then we release this. Wait, what? Huh? Why is it looking like that? I guess that is the color, yes. A bit less. Like that, I think that's fine. I don't know if I change it actually, but it looks better to me. And I'm gonna make this a bit pinker. Yeah, that helps a lot. Like that. Okay, the kitty left, and then we'll make sure the colors look okay together. All the colors. And wait. We have to add under the shadows a bit of blush. I always like adding a little bit of blush. I think it looks cute. A little bit, not much. And then under it, I'm gonna use my heavy duty brush, this one. The one I use for my actual typical shadow, light and shadow is this one. And I use this one, very faint. Like that. That's fine. What happens if I do this? No, I don't like it. I think I'm gonna make this one be on top. Yeah. She looks more alive like that. At least to me. It feels that way. Yeah. Okay, now the kitty. Once the kitty is done, we'll fix the colors and we'll be done. Let's do the fur first. Let's try this. I didn't tell my friend how much she helped me earlier. I should do it later. Because she saved my life. For sure. With doing the shadows for light colors in purple. Look at this. It helps so much. I mean, this is not the best example. I have to fix the shade later, but it doesn't look like it's dirty. That's what happened to me before when I tried to shade in light colors like white or similar colors to white. They would look so dirty and I didn't know what to do. She gave me the advice of using like purplish tint colors for it, and it helps so much. It does so much. Oh my god, I'm amazed at how much of a difference it makes. That's not here. This can be like fully like that. Oh, I love kitties. Let me change it a little bit. Make it a bit more that way. And let's do a bit of the light part for the darker parts, because for this white part it's worthless to do this. A little bit. I'm gonna make it way lighter for sure. Don't worry about that. Wait, it was saving again. My file was saving again. That way is fine. Super light, just to give an indication of light, but not too much. And I realized I wanted to have a little spot here in the back too. Why is it not? I'm in the wrong layer, of course. A little dark spot here. Because it's a calico. Well, I don't know if it's a calico, if it only has two colors, right? But in the game it has two colors, so I kept it. Maybe it has three and one is just a lighter white, yellow, but it's fine. Okay, now the pinks. We're almost done, everyone. We're almost done. Almost done. The little nose. Pinks can have a little bit of, a little bit of light too. Not much, but just an indication. And then the eyes are going to be similar to the ones I did for my Bisona. Not the same, but similar. Because they are based on a similar color. Okay, and then it's gonna be, let me use mine as a base, but make it more brownish. Nope, that looks horrible. Like unbelievably horrible. This is a bit better, but not the best. Well, this will have to do. I want it to be less golden, but still golden, you know? Not less than my Bisona. And then we'll add the actual light here. We'll difuminate that too. Blend this thing in. Let me go closer so I can do it better. There we go. And I can add a little bit of the light I did here too, for the kitty side. Over here. Where did I add it? Okay, and over here. Now, I think the kitty is okay with just one. Since the eyes are smaller. Something like that. Wait. Have to go back here. And I need to do a little bit here, not much. Will look better if we have some shading here to indicate the small whiskers, but I only drew two big ones. think this is gonna be most of it. Is it the best? No, but it's okay. Now let me deal with the background and this looking good together. Okay. I did already blur the background a little bit. I think I'm gonna blur it a bit more. Yeah. Then let's add to the main colors. The same color I added. Didn't I add? No, I don't like that one. Oh, was it this one? I think it was. Let's see. Yeah. A little bit. This does actually not much, but it helps have the image give a more cohesive look than if you don't add anything. Like you add a color on top of everything. At least that's the theory for me, how my brain understands it. And then everything looks a little bit more coherent than if you don't have that. But I don't like this in particular. Maybe like this? No, I don't like it that way. Let me check the modes I have. Maybe this, that makes it brighter, but very subtle. Yeah, I think that helps a little bit more. And maybe I'm gonna try something else. It might not do anything, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to add with a very textured color, like as if she's casting a shadow on the fence and only the fence, not the other parts. Not much, a little bit of a shadow. I think it helps to make her look like she's in it. Like she's not floating in space and this is in the back, but not in the back of her. I think it helps a little bit. Not much. Yeah, it's fine. I think I'm gonna leave it like this because if I keep going, I'm gonna go crazy. And it's already 2.5 hours once again. Hello, you are coming in when I'm basically done. Yeah, I'm done. I won't show you how I do the, how do you call it, the thumbnail, because I'll deal with that later. And I do the thumbnails in Photoshop. I think it's easier to put elements and change them around in Photoshop. Yeah, it's 2:30. I started very early today, but I wanted to draw at that time, so I just started early. Thank you. This is the final look. I think this is okay. Now lighter it looks, well, maybe. Yeah, actually, that helps, right? I think that looks better because the focus is not in the back, it's in the figure. So yeah, this is it. I'm stretching. I've been drawing for 2.5 hours. I stretch in the middle, but I need to stretch again. Yeah, I think it turned out okay. Maybe I'll fix a bit the colors on Photoshop too once I start doing the thumbnail. Maybe I change a little bit of the saturation and brightness. I'm putting away my drawing things. That's the noises you're hearing. But yeah, I think this is it. That's it for today. I don't have any more choose right now. I think I used a lot of it. Here is the final piece. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw. Well, the little bit you could see. You can always check the bot. I don't know how interesting drawing bots are, but I'm keeping them up. So thanks for streaming and sharing them with us. Yeah, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it when people show up and to multiple streams too. And I start recognizing people. I'm very bad with names, so maybe if you tell me what's the name and I don't see it, I don't know. But if I read it, I know it's someone that comes by often. So thank you very much. I will see you guys on another stream, maybe tomorrow, not tomorrow, next week, early next week. But if I don't make any on Monday or Tuesday, I will be here on Thursday. Yes, it's the 5th of August at 6 p.m. because it's when the full game releases, and I'll wait for the time when it fully releases. So I hope you can make time to be there too. And I'll see you again in another stream or video. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.